Today's lesson is a continuation of starting a small business, outcome 30.7. We're going to review the compound interest formula, which you would have used in Math 20. So A stands for the final value of the investment, the principal and the interest. So remember that it includes all the money. Maybe that helps with the A. P stands for principal. So how much money are you borrowing to begin with? R stands for the interest rate as a decimal. So you're going to change your interest rate to a decimal. So if your interest rate was 4%, take 4 divided by 100 because a percent is out of 100, and your decimal is 0.04. N is the number of compounding periods. So it's in 1 year. You could compound the interest annually, which means once, semi-annually means twice, monthly 12 times, or daily, which is 365. And T is the term in years. So how many years have you borrowed the money? Notice that there is a number 1 in here, and 1 is added to the rate divided by the number of compounding periods. All right, we're going to try an example. Number 4, Michelle takes out a loan for $2,000, borrowed at an interest rate of 3%, compounded monthly for 4 years. So we start with A equals, the principal is $2,000, 1 plus R is 3% as a decimal. Compounded monthly would be 12, and then the 12 goes up as the exponent again with the 4. Okay, so when you do the calculations, be careful that you follow the order of operations. That means you're going to start with dividing this first. You have to work inside the bracket. Inside the bracket is division, so you would divide 0.03 divided by 12, add the 1, and it would look like this. 1.0025. You could multiply the two exponents together to go 48. Then just this part has the exponent. So don't multiply the 2,000 times the 1.0025 first. You need to do the interest rate 1.0025 to the exponent of 48, and then times it by 2,000. So you should get an answer of $2,254.66. That is the total interest and principal. How much will Michael repay in total for the loan? Okay, what would the interest be? Now that hasn't asked us for the interest, but let's try that out. What would the interest be? Well, the interest is minus the 2,000 you started with. So the interest would be $254.66. Okay, so when you get to the end, once you have your total, you go back and subtract your principal, and the difference will be the interest. All right, what will his monthly payments be? Well, he has first, we have to figure out how many payments there are. Well, you have 4 years of payments times 12 months in a year is 48 payments. You take the amount of money he borrowed with the interest and divide it by the number of payments, and you find out he has to pay $46.97 per month. Okay, example 5, Kwong is a Red Seal pastry chef. He is starting a business supplying baked goods to Chinese restaurants in Richmond, BC. He estimates he needs $7,000 for kitchen equipment and ingredients. So he's applied to a financial institution for a business loan. So the loan is for $7,000. The interest rate is 4.5% compounded annually. So how much will he have to pay after 2 years? Okay, so we start with our formula. A equals P 1 plus R over N and T. Okay, the formula, it's a good idea if you do know it, but the formulas will be on the assessments for you to use. A equals principal is 7,000. 1 plus the rate is 0.045. And it's compounded annually, so once a year. That 1 goes back up as an exponent, so it's in the formula twice. And the term is for 2 years. So we remember we're going to work on this part first. Well, when you take 0.045 divided by 1, that's pretty easy because it doesn't change to the exponent 2. And your answer is $7,644.18. Okay, how much interest did you pay? Well, you had 7,64418. You started by borrowing 7,000, so your interest is 644.18. And how much will the monthly payments be? Well, you are borrowing for 2 years times 12 months per year, so 24 payments. 7,644.18 divided by 24 will be $318.51 is the per month is your monthly payments. Example 5, Tyler and his friend Mike started a yard care and landscaping company. Mike's father loaned them the money to buy 2 skid steers, which will be paid back from their company's earnings. Tyler and Mike calculated the rates to charge their customers and tracked business costs, including loan repayments to their father. To Mike's father. Mike's father paid $20,000 for the 2 skid steers. If Tyler and Mike's combined average earnings are $2,450 each week, and they pay 30% of their earnings to Mike's father, how many weeks of work would it take to completely repay him? Well, the first thing we need to know is 30% of $2,450. So change it to decimal times. They're going to pay Mike's dad back $735 a week. Okay, so the total loan was $20,000. You're going to divide it by $735 a week, and it comes out to 27.2 weeks it will take to pay off the loan. Okay, so you would round it up because you can't pay 0.2 of a week, so 28 weeks to repay Mike's father. If Tyler and Mike had instead borrowed the money from the bank at a compound interest rate of 4.75 per annum on a year loan, how much would they have to pay the bank back with interest? So take your formula. Principal is $20,000 because that's how much the skid steers were. 1 plus 0.0475 because it's 4.75% interest. Compounded annually, so that would go up as an exponent as well. And this time it's only for 1 year. And to $20,950. The interest cost is $950. The difference between the total that must be paid back on the loan minus the amount they borrowed. Okay, and Tyler and Mike agreed to pay back the bank with 12 equal monthly payments. So what would their payments be? Simple division, take the total amount you have to pay back, divide by 12 months, and you're paying $1,745.83 per month. Okay, you're going to do some build your skills, page 294 and 303. When you're confident with this material and you've checked your answers, move on to practice your skills, 305 to 307, and there's 3 additional questions attached on the Smartboard notes. Question 4, Aries opening up a hot dog stand. You need to make a table of startup and operating costs. Pablo is building an automotive painting business. And Mark is offering a shoe shine service in a mall and wants to figure out when the best time is to open up his booth.